Many people in America struggle with weight loss. Many diseases are linked to obesity, and people are looking for other options as far as losing weight and help with losing weight. One of those options is surgery. The gastric bypass is one of the most common weight loss surgeries that there are. It makes up about 80% of all weight loss surgeries. What the gastric bypass does is it takes a small portion of the stomach and creates an outpouching, of which the doctor would take the small intestine, the duodenum portion, and connect it to that small pouch, bypassing the extra portion of the stomach. This obviously creates changes for people after surgery, and so they need to follow some guidelines, especially with diet. One of the reasons is because it helps people heal after surgeries, because they now have sutures in their stomach, which need to be prevented from stretching, which might cause pain and nausea or vomiting. Another reason that people need to follow the diet is because it helps them get used to the portions that they need to eat after surgery. Another reason is it helps them lose the weight, especially in the long term, since they'll be needing to eat differently with their smaller stomach. It also does help people avoid the side effects and the complications of the surgery, which could include the pain and the nausea and the vomiting and revisions in the future. So the first thing after surgery, people will come out and they'll be started on the stage 1 liquid diet. Usually this is just water, but can also include broth, sugar-free popsicles, or sugar-free juices. But these amounts are limited. It's usually only sips at a time and 30 milliliters per hour, or just an ounce, just a little medicine cup. So it's very important for people to take it very slow at first. People want to avoid the carbonated beverages. They want to avoid caffeine. Want to try to keep the sugar intake as low as possible. And they also want to avoid using straws, because straws can cause extra pressure, causing stress on the incisions on the inside of their stomach. The next stage that people will go to is stage 2, sometimes referred to as 2A, sometimes just stage 2, but 2A is pretty much clear liquids, but in the larger amounts. So they can have up to 8 ounces per hour, and it's usually regulated in like 4 to 6 small portions throughout the day, and this is usually the diet they leave the hospital on. The same things apply, so they're going to have the broth, sugar-free popsicles or sugar-free jello, also sugar-free juices, decaffeinated coffee they can have, and they just want to watch that, again, the amounts, they're not overdoing it. Another thing they might also be served on is protein shakes, because high protein is very important after surgery. You want to make sure they're getting the nutrition they need to help everything heal, and that they're getting the nutrition they need with a smaller stomach. The next stage that they'll advance to, usually in a couple days, sometimes not even until the fall visit, will be the stage 2B diet. Now that is pureed foods, or thickened liquids, or like a paste type consistency. So types of things that might be on this, pureed beans, pureed meats, cooked vegetables, canned fruits, those sorts of things, but definitely pureed or blended with usually other liquids to make them more like shake consistency. Stage 3 will be the softened foods. Everything stay the same, still low fat, low sugar, but they can start having things with some chunks in it. It doesn't have to be all blended. It can be the cooked vegetables, the canned fruits, mashed potatoes, even some meats they can try and see if that does okay for them. Still about a cup per meal, and avoid the drinking with the meals. So after the softened foods stage, on to stage 4, which is the regular foods. You still want to make sure that it's in smaller bites and that they are chewing thoroughly to make sure that everything is easier for the smaller stomach to handle because the opening will be smaller. They don't want to cause any blockages there. In summary, some things people want to remember. They definitely want to eat small, frequent meals, about 4 to 6 per day. They want to chew their food thoroughly. Make sure they're not drinking with meals, about 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after to avoid dumping syndrome. People also want to make sure that their portions are small enough. They don't want to overeat and cause the stomach to stretch. Any complications can occur with that. They might need revisions. So that's very important. The gastric bypass is not a substitute for diet or exercise, but it's just a help with people who are having difficulty losing weight, and can be a very successful surgery if people follow the regulations and recommendations with the diet afterwards and avoid the things that cause complications. So that is the gastric bypass surgery diet, and hopefully my teaching can help your understanding.